What's going on, everybody? Top 10 Pokemon back, and today I bring to you our top Pokemon card auctions of the week. This is a crazy week. We had a lot of insane prices that I'm going to go over with you. That includes some of the Pokemon Celebrations cards that some people got their hands on early and tried to auction them off this past week. What kind of price did those hit? Stay tuned, you're about to find out. Thank you all for tuning in each and every week to watch these auctions. I really appreciate it. Please give this video a like and please subscribe to the channel to show your support. I would really appreciate it. So yeah, as usual, without further ado, let's get right into it here with our modern product. And you don't get any more modern than Pokemon Celebrations. So let's take a look at some of these cards and what they've been selling for in auction. Up first is the Blastoise card from Celebrations. This is like got the sparkle holofoil effect going on there. This one was actually sold at a different price, and the seller relisted it, and then it sold again for $150. So as I go through these Celebrations cards, keep in mind that this is all Shade City. I have no idea what's legitimate and what's not. I mean, these cards here seem legitimate, like these people that are selling these cards got their hands on them early and are trying to sell them. But as for the prices, your guess is as good as mine. Here is the Celebrations Full Art Pikachu that sold for $50. Here is a Gold Star Greninja that sold for $53 with $20 shipping. In all seriousness, I think this is an awesome card, the Gold Star Greninja. That's a wonderful touch to the set. Up next is the Lugia that sold for $25. We had a Mew from this set that sold for $36 in auction. Here is a Rocket Zapdos looking extra glittery there that sold for $25. Dark Gyarados sold for $35. Flying Pikachu V sold for $76. The Professor's Research Trainer card sold for $26.87. So what do you folks think of these Celebrations cards hitting the market? Definitely some less than stellar prices here, but like I said, this is very shady. I'm not even sure if you're allowed to sell these on eBay yet, considering the set hasn't even been officially released. So let me know what y'all thought about that. It's definitely interesting. Alright, continuing on with some more modern cards, we have the Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX from Chilling Reign set, sold as a PSA 10 for $460 this week. And then the Galarian Moltres V from this set sold as well as a PSA 10 for $405. Pikachu VMAX Rainbow Rare from Vivid Voltage didn't do too well this week, sold at $587 for a PSA 10 copy. Now last week we saw one sell for a little over $600, another one sell for like $720 some, and then of course that black label that sold for like over $7,200. So this week a little bit below $600 for this card. And then we had the Charizard from Shining Fates sell as a PSA 10 for $432. A couple of Umbreon VMAX in BGS 10 form here that sold. This one sold for $1,000 even, and this one right here sold for $560. So almost half the price of this other Umbreon VMAX. Both seem to be from legitimate sellers, so I'm not sure what happened there, why there was such a price disparity. Was it shill bidded? Who knows? But yeah, I definitely wanted to touch on that. And we also had a Sylveon VMAX, also from Evolving Skies, that sold as a PSA 10 for $360. A couple of Pikachu cards to go over here. The McDonald's Holographic Pikachu sold as a PSA 10 for $285. The Special Delivery Pikachu Holo sold for $521. And then we had the Cracked Ice Holo Pikachu from Evolution set. If you recall, a week or two ago, this card got down to about $200 for a PSA 10. It did shoot back up quite a bit, as this week one sold for $351. And then here, and this isn't exactly modern, this is actually quite vintage, but it's a first edition Duelist W Stamp Pikachu that sold this week for $295. And if you recall, months and months ago, this card was like $700, $800, almost $900 even, all the way down to a little bit below $300 for this card. And speaking of Pikachus, I did want to touch on these two ultra mega popular Pikachus. This is the Full Art Mario Pikachu that sold as a PSA 10 for $2,615, and then Luigi Pikachu sold for $2,251 this week. Alright, now on to some vintage cards here. We have a base set Unlimited Gyarados Holo that sold this week for $670. The Dark Charizard Holo First Edition from Team Rocket set sold for $3,827. The First Edition Raichu Holo from Fossil set sold for a surprising amount of $1,525 this week. I remember this card being like $200 just a couple years ago. Should have picked one up then, because I do not have this card for my Fossil set. But yeah, over $1,500 for this card, and it did look like a very strong PSA 10, as stated by the title. I did look this card over. It did look very good. Here we have a lot of 36 Fossil slabs, all 12 of these cards times 3, that sold for $2,425. And then here we had a complete, well, I guess it's not that complete, it's only 31 out of 32, but almost complete common and uncommon jungle card set that sold for $2,754. I believe the only card missing from this set was the First Edition Jigglypuff in PSA 10, but still pretty darn close to a complete common and uncommon set for over $2,700. Here, this is very interesting. This is an uncut sheet of base set Machamps that sold for $6,650. So what do y'all think of these uncut vintage sheets? Is this something you would collect? Yay? Nay? I'm not sure. It's definitely interesting to say the least. Alright, some more WotC Holos. We have a Giovanni's Gyarados PSA 10 First Edition that sold for $830. I'm actually more of a fan of the Misty's Gyarados from this set, but still, Giovanni's Gyarados is pretty awesome. We had the Sabrina's Alakazam First Edition PSA 10 sell for $810. And then from Expedition set, we had this Alakazam Holo sell as a PSA 10 for $870 this week. A couple of awesome miscellaneous cards to go over here. We had a Lugia Holo. This is a 2001 Japanese Game Boy promo that sold for $1,155. Here from CGC, we have a CGC 8.5 Championship Arena Japanese promo. This is a stadium card that sold for $1,606 this week. And then we have another CGC card here in this Umbreon Gold Star, got the 8.5, and it sold for $3,868. And then here we have the Queen of Spades BGS 10 Black Label Blissey Pokemon playing, this is actually a poker card, sold for $550 this week. Here we have a couple Charizards here from EX Dragon. One sold as a PSA 10 for $2,550. And this other one here sold for $3,050. Here is a WotC Black Star promo holographic Mew that sold as a PSA 10 for $810. I do believe this artwork was in the original Japanese Fossil set, but for the English version, they took it out and put it in the Black Star promo. Definitely an awesome card to have right there. All right, up next, we have an auction block from none other than TCA Gaming himself. He actually reached out to me, so we've been in communication in regards to what cards have been paid for and what cards haven't, so obviously I'm not going to include cards that people haven't paid for. Let's go over a few very noteworthy auctions. First up, speaking of the WotC Black Star promos, we have this Lucky Stadium, the original special delivery Charizard if you ask me. I love this card. You got Pikachu and Pichu riding the Charizard. What's not to love? This card sold for $1,925 as a PSA 10. He actually did sell the Pokemon Center Black Star promo card as well. It got a pretty good price, but I believe it hasn't been paid for yet, so I didn't want to include that in the auctions of the week yet. A couple of base set cards here. We have First Edition base set Charmander PSA 10 sold for $1,225. Then the First Edition PSA 10 base set Charmeleon sold for $1,981. We had a base 2 holographic Charizard sell as a PSA 9 for $740. This card is a PSA 10, is a very low population. You do not see it come by very often in auction. We have a Lugia EX from Unseen Forces PSA 9 that sold for $870, which is pretty close to the price we saw this card sell for last week. Once again, this is probably like a close to a 5-figure card as a PSA 10. Very, very expensive. We had a Charizard Holo from Arceus set sell as a PSA 10 for $1,636 this week. We had the banned Misty's Tears, also dubbed Naked Misty, that sold for $612 as a PSA 10. And the reason it was banned on the English side is because it looks like she's naked. Up next is a PSA 10 Japanese promo exchange please trainer card. Very, very abstract looking card. Looks like it belongs in like a museum or something, the way that those faces are portrayed. This card sold as a PSA 10 for $1,525 this week. Folks, check this next card out. This is insane. This is a PSA 9 reverse holo TV reporter from EX Dragon set, and it sold for $1,200, and it was bought and paid for, folks. Yeah, this card is actually very, 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 very low population, which is probably why you saw a price tag like this, having only 12 PSA 9 copies available in the world and only 2 PSA 10 copies. Up next, we have a bunch of very expensive Japanese Pikachu cards here. This is from the 15th anniversary full art Pikachu promo that sold as a PSA 10 for $1,725. Here is a 2014 Japanese XY promo in Warm Pikachu that sold as a PSA 10 for $1,625. And then here we had another Warm Pikachu. Sells a PSA 10 for $1,913. Also sold was a 2016 Japanese promo 20th anniversary Festa Pikachu card that sold for $4,160. This card is absolutely amazing. I love the Pikachu front and center with the 3 main starters all on the side. Definitely a awesome card there. And then here we had a 2015 Ryvern Art Academy Pikachu card. Only 100 of these were distributed, and this card got the PSA 10, and it sold for $8,912. And it's Pikachu working his way around the kitchen there. Awesome card. Almost reaching $9,000 in value. We got some more Japanese promos to go over here, folks. This one's a 2007 Winter Challenge promo card. It sold for $2,800 as a PSA 9. Here is a 2006 Championship Arena Autumn Battle Road promo card that sold for $3,519 as a PSA 9 as well. And here is a 2003 Spring Battle Road Victory Ring card that sold as a PSA 10 for $6,025. Alright folks, down to the final 3 auctions. This will be our sealed product segment. Let's check this out. We have the 20th anniversary CP6 first edition Japanese Evolutions booster box that sold this week for $3,400, which is quite a hefty price for this box if you ask me. I had to kind of do a double take on that. And then here we had an unlimited base set booster box sell for $14,100 in auction. And last but not least, this was also from TCA Gaming. It is an XY Evolution sealed booster box that sold for $1,136. I did confirm that this box was paid for, and he did tell me that somebody else bought another Evolutions box from him for a little over $1,100. So I was kind of surprised to see the price of this box and what this sold for. So you might be asking why the heck anybody would pay over $1,100 for this booster box. Well, people might be getting fed up with all these proxy boxes, and they wanted to buy from a reputable seller like TCA Gaming and just kind of bypass all that crap and get a legitimate box, because there are an abundance of fake or proxy, if you will, Evolutions boxes that keep flooding the market. So maybe these buyers just wanted to get them a legitimate box and just buy it and be done with it. And who more reputable than TCA Gaming? So let me know what y'all thought of the auctions this week, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Make sure you leave a comment below. Check me out real soon, coming up in my next video, and I will see you all then.